Hello and good morning. It's a darling but damp morning in the city of Lagos. My name is Titi, and even though you are going to be on the roads in a bit, we are going to be helping you get your morning started the right way. There are some parts of Lagos that are a little wet right now, but we come with great tidings, as always wrapped with a 100-meter smile. And of course, we like nothing better than to spread this love, this good news, this brightness. Titilayo Oyinson here. We're streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect. Those comments you send in, yes, we'd love to see them right now. Send them in with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Download our mobile app if you have to be on the move. Android, iOS stores, they both have them. Make sure you have that app on standby for any segment you don't want to miss on the show. We're going to be doing quite a lot today, and something we do every single Wednesday. We bring you our first musical act for the day. It'll be coming from singer Blasi. Then we move on to nutrition. We have dietitian Tolani Fashion discussing the right way to diet. I have a feeling I've been doing a few things wrong myself. I need to look out for that segment. This is the second time we're going to be talking about this because there's quite a lot to discuss when it comes to nutrition. Joining us is marriage counselor Oyindamola Shoderu. She's been having a series with us as well. It's about understanding traffic colors and how to improve your relationship. So there is quite a deep undertone with this topic today. I can't wait to find out more. And then we bring you another musical performance. We have Afro-pop, hip-hop, and reggae-fueled artist DT. And then finally, we have Nollywood superstar, actor, producer, and so much more. Okay, let me add fitness guru, Kate Henshaw. Now, she had her first major Nollywood appearance in 1993, and since then has starred in over 45 Nollywood movies. She is just amazing, and we can't wait to see her.
Remember I told you my boyfriend was sending me some things today?
Is that the old Kate Henshaw?
Well,
looks like it's something from way back. Like
that's the Kate Henshaw that people fell in love with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the spunky, energetic Kate Henshaw. She's just, honestly, I look at her fitness videos and I'm like, wow, when will I ever reach this level? When?
Did you know she was 48 years old?
Oh, goodness
Amazing.
me.
Anyway.
She hot. That's a hot woman right there.
So how's it going?
Well,
nice shoes.
Quite, you noticed. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't show people right now, but I've been doing this whole style mixing thing. You know, try new shoe here, new color there. I don't know. I think it's working.
You've been doing a lot of open toe things since Monday. I think.
Do you know people have called me out on that before?
Why?
Because I don't like doing my toenails. I don't like people touching my feet.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, so how do you get your pedicure?
No, I do it myself. It's not that I get it done myself. So you can look after yourself. Even my hair under this, I do it myself. I do the kids' hair myself most of the time and stuff like that. So I'm more hands-on, but finicky.
Okay. So we're approaching the end of the month of October.
It's literally the 30th.
Yes, and for some funny reasons, some people are putting up Christmas decorations on the island. So I'm wondering, early preparations for Christmas.
Some supermarkets have already decorated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, is this trying to prepare you? Okay, so some people start doing their Christmas shopping from the end of October. I guess the Black Friday thing is approaching.
Yeah, it's approaching. And there are certain, throughout the month of November, of course, you're going to be seeing things like that. People offering discounts and things like that.
I don't know, man. I don't want
Christmas trees. It should be in December. That's what I feel. Like, from December 1st, you can start having that, Christmas feeling.
I actually think it takes...
Not October and November.
It takes a long time to put them up, though. And then contractors are always overbooked So the contractors are booking, like, okay, we'll do your own in October, we'll do this other bank's own in December, we'll do this other insurance company's own in,
Yeah, like you're saying already, the whole of Ajose, they've already put all their things up. They haven't, I mean, they haven't put on the lights, but it's still, it's all, full of stuff now.
Have you noticed how expensive Christmas trees are now? We've been using the same Christmas tree.
Just plant your own Christmas tree or cut it.
No.
They're pine trees now. You just go out and cut a pine tree.
Okay, so it's because you're not the one sweeping. By the time all those things start falling on the ground and you have to sweep, no problem. Me, I can't be doing that. I can't do that every day. But the other thing is, they breed insects. You know?
Pine trees?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just hate the idea of having a living tree in the house. Yeah, anyway. Plastic is fine. Plastic is fine.
So I mean, that's for Christmas and people looking forward to it. But 8 weeks to the end of the year, and it's been for many people like a really, really, really big year. 10 months gone by already. 2 months left, and people are just focusing on the rest of the year.
Yeah, hopefully, as Jimmy Tewe said on Monday, they'll be able to make a few millions before the end of the year. But I think it's about time for the news update, Yomi.
Yeah. So I will take that news update now, and 97 prisoners are still on the run after Monday's escape from the Koton-Kafe prison in Kogi State. Heavy rains caused a surging flood that pulled down a section of the perimeter fence. As a result, 122 of the 227 inmates at the center escaped, but 25 have been recaptured. The Nigerian Correctional Services says no life was lost, but offices and inmate cells were submerged. Now to Katsina State, where 18 people in Matazu local government area have been confirmed killed by an outbreak suspected to be yellow fever. Health officials say more than 45 people have reported symptoms, including bleeding, and confirmed cases of yellow fever were recorded in 2 other local governments in early September, and the recent health crisis in Matazu is under investigation. The House of Representatives has asked President Muhammadu Buhari to stop plans by the army to start Operation Positive Identification. Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu raised concerns over the operation, which requires everybody to show an identification document when requested by soldiers. He said it's recipe for possible militarization of Nigeria. Other lawmakers in support of his motion say it would lead to infringement on the fundamental human rights of people.
Operation Identification that the army wants to embark upon. I have not heard that it was brought before us for deliberation and eventual passage to enable them embark on such issue. And my worry, Mr. Speaker, is that just like the prayers have said, is that our rural people and Nigerians will be subjected to trauma, to suppression as a result of this project that the army wants to embark on.
When we have been inundated, under siege by attacks by Boko Haram and even attacks in the northwest, Nigerian armed forces are just simply trying to engage themselves in a job that they have no responsibility for. It is completely unnecessary.
Today we have national ID card, we have a driver's license, we have all forms of education. Which one do they want to see as positive identification? At the same time, you also go to any place in Abuja today, you can have an ID card. That's one. Secondly, we can get ID cards for people that are in urban areas. People that are in the villages, how do they get ID cards? How do they identify themselves?
Our next story contains flash photography. This month's National Economic Council meeting deliberated on issues ranging from health to finance, petroleum, water, and sanitation. TVC News state correspondent Femi Akonde has a report on decisions reached at the meeting.
Professor Yemi Osinbajo sitting as chair at the 98th National Executive Council meeting. State governors are also in attendance to carry out the constitutional purpose of the council of advising the president concerning the economic affairs of the country, and in particular on measures necessary for the condition of the economic planning efforts or economic programs of the various governments of the Federation. Here, governors complained about the refund of a federal government conditional budget support facility given to 35 states across the country in 2007 to enable them pay salaries and pensions of retirees. Finance Minister told State House correspondents that the National Executive Council has agreed to review the deductions that started last month.
The budget support facility was initially for a period of repayment of 20 years. And when we made the first deduction in September, the states had complained that the amount deducted, which was 252 million, was too high. So since then, the Central Bank of Nigeria, who is the lender, has revised the conditions to make the repayment longer. So the new repayment period is 30 years. And this means that a state will be paying monthly 162 million. But again, today, the states still were not satisfied with the condition. So we're expecting that the Federal Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the Central Bank, and the states will engage again with a view of having the Central Bank still further revise the conditions to reduce the monthly repayment burden.
The National Economic Council also deliberated on ways to curb the illicit diversion of petroleum motor spirit in the country.
Federal government to immediately set up a task force as interim measure in order to curb the economic and security impact of the illicit transfer of petroleum products. 2, stakeholders to pursue a complete industry-wide system automation to enable an end-to-end real-time tracking of petroleum products movement. 3, NNPC has proposed to the federal government to set up a special task force on illicit trade in petroleum products to complement NNPC Project White initiative towards mitigation of PMS diversion and smuggling.
There was also an update on disease control with a new pledge by the federal government to rehabilitate and equip one primary healthcare center per ward across the country and also improve immunization coverage nationwide. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. The weather update is next, and after that, a quick break.
We're starting with the Punch this morning, and it says, positive identification, stop army operation, reps, NBA, CDHR tell Buhari, show your ID card exercise begins Friday, disregard fake alert, military advises Nigerians. That's a big topic there. It says also at the top of the page, CBN approves 19 billion naira for 9 cotton plants revival. Ambode heads for court to stop assembly probe. Governors oppose bailouts, 162 million naira monthly repayment plan, according to federal government. Now it also says 18 die as yellow fever hits Katsina community. EFCC, ICPC to track Kogi Bayelsa vote buying, according to INEC. A South Africa returnee jailed 38 years for drug trafficking. And finally, it says 25 fleeing Kogi inmates recaptured, 97 still missing. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Let's take a look at the cover of the Vanguard. We're talking about the minimum wage. Labor threatens shutdown if states break agreement. And tasks state to open their books to the public on revenue. Says states' revenue will determine consequential adjustment. Freight forwarding, only law-abiding operators will be allowed, says Amechi. And $30 a barrel crude oil production cost no longer acceptable, federal government says. Ambode probe, court summons Lagos Assembly Speaker, others. On bailout, governors reject federal government's 162 million naira monthly repayment plan. And a Papa gridlock, manufacturers lose 20 billion naira annually to poor infrastructure. And up here, PDP kicks as federal government rolls out measures to check fake news, hate speech. ERGP at risk, federal government cries out as governors and World Bank, DFID task state actors on improved revenue. Another Nigerian, Damilola Ogumbi, gets top job at the UN. And finally, CBN injects 19.1 billion naira into 9 ginning firms. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We have the Guardian newspaper up next. It says NLC dares governors over new wage, moves to monitor negotiations. Recalcitrant states risk industrial crisis. Core members' allowance tied to new wage, says DG. Right under the masthead here at the top, it says reps move to halt Army's planned operation positive identification. Dabiri Erewa pushes for diaspora voting. Moving lower, here it says government to bar unregistered freight forwarders, says Amechi CRFFN. It says Army redeploys officers and announces new appointments. And finally, court summons Assembly Speaker, others over Ambode's probe. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
The Daily Sun has the headline, New Minimum Wage. Workers declare war on governors. Will resist breach of agreement, unions vow. And presidency to spend 66.6 billion naira on rent and 45 billion naira to fuel generators. Can you believe that? 45 billion. And fake news, hate speech violators to pay 5 million naira fine, federal government says. And that story is on page 3. And reps reject proposed nationwide military operation. Army redeploys 9 generals, approves new postings. And purchase of 820 buses. Court summons Lagos Assembly Speaker over probe of Ambode. And Amechi reads riot act to freight forwarders. And that's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The Nation newspaper comes up with this headline. It says 2 million jobs coming as CBN plans 100 billion naira textile funding. Buhari says sector can transform economy. Nigeria loses $4 billion yearly to smuggling. Right at the bottom here, speaking of smuggling, Customs seizes 54 containers of expired rice and tramadol. Value of banned items put at 2.7 billion naira. Very sad there. It says that the federal government to regulate social media, total war on fake news. Doctors decry exclusion from wage negotiations. NMA meets Labour Minister. Eaglets for Under-17 World Cup round of 16. Nigeria beat Ecuador 3-2. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
Well, that's about all that we can take on the newspaper headlines. Quick break now. We'll be back with Lagos traffic.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back. Now it's time for the traffic update in and around Lagos. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's cool but slick on the roads. I hear it's raining in many, many places. So you need to take care as you make your way around. Now, you can always join this particular segment with us. Make sure you take a picture of what's happening in your neighborhood on the roads and send it to us on social media. Just use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We're here to give you the right directions and tell you where the red zones are and assist you so you can possibly assist others by sending updates and tagging on our social media platforms. Once again, the hashtag is WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Remember, drive carefully on the roads since they're a bit slick today. Starting on the route between Bega, or should I say Breja, all the way to Marina Road. Now, Bega is a very central point for a lot of people who are coming into Lagos, and from there, they go into so many other areas. For now, it doesn't seem like there's much traffic around there. It's not going to take you more than 20 minutes to get past the traffic on that particular route. So I'm moving swiftly from Bega all the way down to Ojota, where there seems to be a 15-minute delay at that turning. Yes, that turning that seems to go past the, that's Olusosun. Yes, that Olusosun bypass there seems to be a bit tight. So look out for that. If you can bypass it by going through K2, maybe through Tipa, you never know, you might get about 5 minutes off your journey. Look out for traffic around Obani Koro and of course Shombolu. You should look out for Jibowu bus stop as well along Ikorodu Road. As you make your way down Ikorodu Road all the way to Western Avenue, look out for traffic just around Alaka. That's before you get to Body Thomas, climb over the bridge. Once you're on the bridge, it's almost plain sailing until you get to towards the end of it, heading towards Ring Road. We will be slowing down there a little, but there are alternative routes you can choose, and you'll be in Marina in 1 hour, 16 minutes if you leave Bega bus stop right now. Yomi is in the kitchen right now, and he's looking out for updates online. Yomi, do you have anything for us?
I'm trying to just engage with this the maps as well, just to see what's happening over in Ikeja area.
Okay.
Because, okay, there we are. Right. So if you are going from Ijuishaga to Ikeja, it's not so bad today. It's not so bad at all. It's going to take you about 37 minutes. Usually it would take about an hour, but major portions of that road are free. Now, the major area where you would find traffic this morning are the usual culprits. So from around, you know where Fagba is, the bus stop that leads to Abulegba and all of that, that's quite busy right now. So Iju Road is very, very busy this morning. But of course, right after that, right after Fagba, it's very, very free all the way to College. And then after that, College is a bit busy. But after College, it's free. Very, very free if you're going to Ikeja this morning from that area. So it's not shabby at all. So, but if you're going there,
the roads are not tight yet.
They are not tight
yet. Because of the downpour. Maybe people are waiting for the rains to slow down before they embark on the road. I'm heading towards the Iba side of Lagos. I'm talking about Lasu area. If, for instance, you're coming from Lasu, the university, and you're heading towards Orile bus stop, you have a 1 hour, 10-minute journey ahead of you. So once you start heading east, it might be better to find an alternative route and avoid the main expressway. If, for instance, you are on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway already, expect some traffic around the Lagos Trade Fair complex. It seems to be quite tight there right now, about an hour, 10 minutes, and about 20 minutes of that is right there at the Trade Fair complex. There's still quite a lot of traffic as you go along, slow moving, very slow moving. When you get to Second Gate, that's where the market is, that Festac market at Second Gate. And then, of course, when you get to First Gate, you'll slow down a little more. And from there, it's really free all the way till mile 2. So the mile 2 U-turn or turning, the ring road there is really tight, and it does seem to have about a 15-minute delay at that particular junction. So just make your way slowly, and well, hopefully you'll get to your destination anywhere around Orile in an hour, 10 minutes. But the thing is, most people, when they get to Orile, they're heading somewhere else, you know, and the traffic just seems to pile on. But hey, all in all, hopefully we've been able to give you some insights into what's happening on the roads in your zone. Make sure you send us a picture of what it looks like on the roads right now. Send it with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. I'm about to head to the kitchen to find out what's up and about.
Yeah, just one or two updates. Mary, you're showing me some updates just now, just before we go into our discussions. Okay, so the rains on the Terminal Bridge is heavy, quite heavy. So that's causing some very, very slow movement because of, you know, visibility and other things. So please be careful when you're driving around that axis. If you're heading to Oshodi from Antoni, that's also quite busy, very, very busy right now. Thunderstorms. Visibility is very poor as well in that area. So, but of course, visibility will become better as the sun rises. But be careful on the roads this morning. I had nearly two incidences.
Wow.
Yeah. People just driving into the road while I was, you know, on my way. So yeah, so let's be careful.
That's scary.
And you know it was rainy, so and the roads were flooded.
They are slick, and that
yeah,
could
so
cause
it was
accidents.
just because I was driving slowly. Otherwise, it would have been, you know, it would have been something else.
Oh, goodness me. So the way we survive here, there's some people when they come into the country, they're like, how do you guys do it? How do you people survive? They can't understand the craziness.
Just keep a low profile.
They really just can't, they don't get it. They're like, wait, so you do this every day?
And you actually feel like what? Like,
well, there's nothing to it.
we're used to it.
So the only other people I know that feel very familiar with the hustle and bustle are New Yorkers. So if someone from New York City comes to Lagos, they kind of feel,
They're at home. In fact.
Yeah.
That place.
Hey.
It's not a bad comparison, even though it's still...
Yeah, of course, that's a concrete jungle.
Exactly.
It's a concrete jungle we're talking about. But the thing is, you know, okay, well, I love the way America packages themselves. You never hear about the potholes in America. But there are potholes in New York. There are potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
But you never see it in their movies. They'll make sure they use a smooth street. It's us that in our films.
Actually,
you see a car go
speaking of New York, so in the 60s and the 70s, New York was very bad. It was the dirtiest state.
Yeah.
The police were very corrupt. Lots of drugs.
Nasty.
Lots of drugs, prostitution, and all of that. Now, in the turn of 1980, from 1980 to 1985, there was a lot of cleanup in that city. And then, you know, crime reduced significantly. Things got better. They cleaned up their city. So it's almost like, it was a little bit like Lagos back in the 60s and the 70s, late 70s, but now it's different. And I think it's really about the leadership, because at the end of the day, if we decide that, you know what, let's clean up Lagos, let's make things better, let's make the rail system work. Just basic amenities, infrastructure and all of that, you'll be amazed at how
there's a lot of work going on in Lagos right now. Roads being repaired, some being patched, some being repaired. For those who ply areas where there are railroads, you see that I do not think the trains are currently working.
No, I've not seen them.
So there are roads kind of like being created next to the trains. I don't know if it's for road or maybe the government is planning something for those
they're building new tracks, trying to improve.
That would be
bring
awesome.
Up the infrastructure for
and then, especially Ikeja along area, gutters are being constructed all through towards Agege axis. And that's a lot of work. Of course, it means more traffic because those living in the Agege axis were, of course, hoping that with time, that road will ease up, but that hasn't been the case.
So even the rail track around Yaba, Tejo Show area is being dug up as well, but it's also causing a lot of traffic. And then the people, the market traders, goodness me. Now, I know everybody has to make ends meet, but they're not helping the traffic situation, especially in places like that.
Like Yaba.
Like Yaba.
Encroaching on the roads and
so there's nowhere for the people to pass, and then they're trying to sell markets at the same time, and then, you know, trying to pass traffic. I don't know how.
If you want to have a miserable day, mistakenly hit their wares.
Oh, goodness me.
See,
you don't want to do that.
They are transferring the insults from one trader to the other, even with sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
we can't say all this.
and they're on the road, though, pedestrian, where pedestrians are supposed to pass. But they'll tell you that they have as much rights as you do, if not even more.
You know that area was cleaned up some years ago.
Yeah, of course.
But it looks like they're encroaching once again now.
Oh, goodness me. It just feels, it feels overwhelming for the average person to just even walk past. So you can't take a leisurely stroll.
Leisurely stroll.
Leisurely stroll
Yaba.
in Lagos. In Lagos, everybody has a pace.
Yeah.
It's like this.
So talking about leisurely strolls, you can't just take leisurely strolls in Lagos anymore without your ID card. So, pending when the National Assembly does something about the military's proclamation, just be careful. So, so basically, this weekend, dress properly.
Yes, sir.
Get a government-issued ID card and keep a low profile. Don't look for trouble. Be humble.
I think you should give them what the military proclamation was.
What's the word?
So basically, there's going to be a bit of a, I don't know whether it's called stop and search now.
Operation show your ID card or something.
Show your ID card, something like that. Yeah.
Identifying yourself on the
Identify
road.
yourself, who you are, and all of that. So if you're moving around, especially if it's at night, I think it's important that you have an ID with you, or at least an ID on you that identifies you as, okay, this is who I am. So it doesn't have to be an international passport.
Yeah, just some form of identification that is valid and shows your face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And people shouldn't think, oh, they've come with Wahala. This happens all over the world. That's how illegal immigrants are even caught abroad.
Yeah,
just stop and search. Like, let me see your ID. So it's not really a big deal as long as there's no harassment attached.
Just be careful on the roads. And if you're a parent and your kids are not watching this, tell them, hey, just give them that information. And you know what?
I think the National Assembly should do something about it. I think it should be stopped. But yeah, that's me.
We're going to take a quick break.
Personal experience speaking there.
We have to take a break, but we'll be back in a bit.
Stay with us. Yes, so he's on fire. That's why he's called Blasi. Music is definitely an integral part of our daily routine right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, in our lives as well. And the show, that's what we have right now. Singer-songwriter Blasi will be giving us the very first performance on the show today. How are you doing, Blasi?
Okay, I'm all right.
Great to have you on the show.
You have talk with the mic?
Yes, of course. You have to talk with the mic or else nobody hears you. Right. Okay, so you're all Blasi, bling bling and all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drip.
Okay. So you've been doing music for about 4 years now, professionally 3 years.
Yeah, true.
What made you decide to do music?
I think I enjoyed doing music because I love singing so much. And I've been singing since primary school. Yeah. And when I got to secondary school, I continued singing and finish high school and got to college, still singing, So I think it's just a part of me.
So it was just a natural thing for you. So if you're not doing music, like of course, music has to be funded with something.
Yeah.
If you're not doing music, what would you have been doing?
I'm doing fashion design.
You're doing
I'm a fashion designer.
Oh, so you do fashion as well?
Yeah.
So I guess you styled yourself today.
Obviously, that's it.
Okay. Now, talking about collaborations and stuff, I know quite well that most rising artists tend to want to have something to do with an established artist.
Yeah,
if you were to get a collaboration with a local and one international artist as well, which artist would you go for?
One local artist?
Yes, and one international
I think
artist.
it's Burna Boy right now.
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy is on fire right now. He's on fire right now.
Okay, what about international?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, sure.
So how would you describe your genre of music and how do you think they can fuse into it as well?
My genre of music is Afro soul.
Afro soul.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Afro and a little bit of soul.
Okay.
And a little bit infusion of high life too. I think it's just a little mixture.
Okay, we'll just stick to Afro fusion. So what song are you performing for us this morning?
Marvelous. I just dropped it a month ago.
Marvelous.
Yeah, Marvelous.
So you wrote Marvelous.
I wrote it myself. Yeah.
You wrote it yourself. So what's the story behind Marvelous?
It's just a way of appreciating every ladies out there, every beautiful ladies.
Marvelous ladies out there.
Yeah, you're marvelous. Whatever, however you are, beautiful. No one is ugly anyway. Light skin, dark, fat, thin, you're beautiful. You're marvelous.
Fantastic. So 5 years from now, where should we expect Blasi on the trail?
Receiving the Grammy Award and
Aha!
performing at O2 Arena and all the big stages and stuff.
Shutting it down big time. Okay, you know where we're going to start the shutdown from?
Yeah,
here.
right there.
So I'm going to let you perform Marvelous, okay?
All right, one time.
So we have Blasi here, and he's about to perform Marvelous.
Take it away.
Body of a goddess, body of a goddess, oh, yeah. Make it all man to protest, all man to protest, oh, yeah. I love you, I know say you love me too, yeah. Don't judge me, me I no go judge you too. I know say you like the money, and me I no go do you a show free. Stand where you look like your mama.
Well, good morning to you once again. 1 hour has gone by already. We just started.
Yeah.
We just started and now it's 7 o'clock. Wow.
Honestly, it's the beginning of another amazing hour, by the way. Our morning has been great so far. Hopefully, we've been boosting yours in the right direction, too. Now, we always love to share that with you.
Of course, this is the #1 breakfast show. You know that already. Over 1 million viewers every single day.
Yes, indeed.
Wake up, Nigeria. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyin. So please stream with us. Live stream with us as soon as you can. That's tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
We also have an app available for download both on the Android and iOS stores. And this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Set. Well, we are almost set. Almost set.
Just a little bit.
To go to the kitchen. We're going to be having an amazing chef in the kitchen today, as always. But hey, Mary is always on standby in the kitchen.
I'm just standing by, actually.
Yeah.
Titi, you're the one in the kitchen doing all the work today.
Oh,
it's my
really?
job, as well as others, to just have breakfast. Thank you.
You know, that means that I have a special, side portion.
Special call.
I don't know
Don't
what's-
you know that
I don't
whoever
know-
is in the kitchen eats last?
I don't know why Mary's always on with this Chelsea colors. I don't understand
wow,
it. It's
Yomi,
just
you went
always,
there.
yeah.
Seriously?
With matching shoes all the time. All the time.
Okay, I'll leave you sports
I
fans
have Arsenal red shoes
to it.
on.
Arsenal red, eh?
Yes,
Okay.
Arsenal red.
I thought it was Man U red. I don't know.
Chelsea blue.
Titi, you too.
I'm just saying. I don't know. And on nutrition, we have dietitian Tolani Fasho. Now she'll be discussing the right way to diet.
Now joining us is marriage counselor Oyindamola Shoderu, who will be helping us understand traffic colors and how to improve your relationship.
So we're going to break down that traffic color
Traffic colors,
when she
yeah,
gets here.
really important.
I don't get it either. But we'll be bringing you another musical performance very soon. We have Afro pop, hip hop, and reggae fueled artist DT.
And finally, guess who's coming to breakfast? We have Nollywood superstar actor Kate Henshaw, who had her first major Nollywood appearance in 1993, believe it or not. Wow.
Yes.
26 years ago. And she has started in over 45 Nollywood movies.
It's so funny.
So increasingly...
That was a throwback, obviously. It was
throwback.
a way back when for Kate
So
Henshaw.
increasingly men are saying that, they want to marry women with jobs.
Okay.
So they want a woman to be
Employed or...
employed or employable.
Okay.
And also at least have something going for herself before.
I'm of the opinion that many men don't even know what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Because on the one hand, you want a woman who works, brings in money, is able to support the family. And on the other hand, you're not looking at the woman wanting a man who appreciates her efforts and is also going to do something for the family
do her part,
as well.
yeah, exactly.
So it's a case of you want to eat your cake and have it.
And I'm trying to figure out how to break this down without breaking any rules, you know, but they want someone else in the public eye and someone else
in the private,
in the other room, you know, like men need to make up their minds. When you work, but then you work too much, it's a problem, you know?
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
You work and then you make too much,
it's still a problem.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think when a man marries someone, they don't know that both of them are evolving. So if, for instance, especially if your wife is upwardly mobile, you know, if you're in an industry where, you know, there's promotion, there's progress and all of that, if she becomes bigger and you're not able to handle it, if she becomes a general manager, for instance, and she's earning 10 times your pay, you have to humble yourself. Like, what are you going to do?
This is coming from a man, no. It is coming from a man, no. Now, as a woman who really loves a man, you won't even want him to humble himself. But you don't expect that inferiority complex either. Like, you being made to feel like you're not getting things right just because you're successful. And that's what happens to many women.
Yeah.
But then again, some men just take that cue and start moving, making things happen.
Trying to meet up with you.
Try and meet up. Try. Because women are not going to wait for you again. No woman is waiting for any man again. No.
Okay, that's Titi, the marriage counselor.
I'm just saying. They're not waiting. Girls are not playing anymore.
Girls were never playing. It just happened that we had to come to the cities. Where it's because the men started getting jobs in the cities. And so because of that, it's just naturally meant that women would stay indoors just to take care of the children, because it wasn't like the village communal setting where there are so many people to help you do things. You're on your own now. Now things have evolved again, and the girls are like, you know what? Just like we used to go to the farm back then, we also want to go out and make our own money. But the guys are not realizing that no communal setting, which means that you also have to do stuff to help.
No, but there were many, there were many cultures back then that it was the women that went to the farm.
Of course.
You know, and so the men either went hunting or did some other...
Or play.
And then the women would take,
but there was some kind of balance.
Exactly.
There was some balance,
But now you're on your own. You cook, you clean, and then, come on.
Yeah.
Hashtag it is well.
In fact, put that in capital letters, babe.
Yeah. Anyway, I would have you guys know that I made breakfast yesterday while I was off.
So we'll not hear the end of it.
Wow.
I mean, the entire kitchen was really dirty at the end of the day, but I got the food out eventually.
Cleaned it?
So,
I don't know who cleaned it.
You don't know. He has always got it on lockdown in the kitchen. How's it going, Chef?
Good morning.
How are you doing? Good morning, Chef Yedi. Show me love. Mwah. All right, so we're set. We're looking good. Talk to us, Chef. What are we making today?
Good morning. Today we're making, we're going healthy.
Healthy?
I don't tell you why.
Okay, all right.
So we're gonna have a veggie, fish, prawn, and some pepper sauce.
A veggie sauce?
Yes, and it's called a blank sauce because like a roll, but they use red oil, but this one I'm using
vegetable
oil. So it's like a blank vegetable sauce with boiled potato, garlic butter, boiled potato.
All right. So what sort of vegetable is this?
They call it green leaf.
Green? So is it spinach or it's not spinach?
No, it's not spinach.
It's just green?
It's just green. It's like, I think they call it in Yoruba name, for green, and then they call it a for shoko or something. Yes.
Now we're talking. I think we're getting there. Okay, so I just wanted to be sure, because I can still remember the first time I went to the market to buy this stuff, and they were saying, which type of efo do you want? Shade green. I said, yes, it is green. That's the color.
Because all efos are
That's
green.
the color. All of them are green, you know. Anyhow, what sort of fish is this?
Croaker fish.
What did you do with the fish?
I filleted and then diced it, marinated it with some garlic, paprika, and some salt, some cubes, and then I fried it.
Okay, so did you deep fry it or just, saute it, or how did you get this lovely looking color?
Saute.
Saute, beautiful. So are these special prawns, are they imported or local?
I bought them from Makoko market.
Makoko, really? I hear that place is the place to go for the best fresh.
That's what I heard. I also heard if you can go to Ekpe, it's the best place as well.
Ekpe? No. Okay, so this sauce here, this pepper here,
Yes.
I'm seeing, what else is in there? I know
It's
there's pepper
tomatoes, pepper, and jalapeno.
Jalapeno pepper.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Tatache.
Okay, tatache. All right. Amazing. So what's the first thing we need to do right now, Chef?
I want to put the potatoes. That's
Oh,
what I have
potatoes.
to
We didn't talk about the
I
potatoes.
said potatoes.
So these are not boiled or...
No, they are not boiled yet.
They're
I
just fresh
peeled them
potatoes?
up. Mhm.
Okay, okay.
So I'm going to put them on now. Some salt.
To boil, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. So I can see that you slice them, you know, into wedges.
Yeah, so they can cook faster.
All right. And this, are you going to do anything else to the potatoes after boiling them?
Yes, when it's boiled, I'm going to add a little bit of butter.
Okay, okay. So let's talk a bit about the spices you have here. Let's open them up a bit. Let's see. I'm trying to open up. You're adding salt. Okay, salt. All right, I can see some garlic here. Is this butter?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, butter. And what's this green stuff?
Spring onions.
Spring onions. All right. So let's list that again. So we have spring onions. What's
paprika.
this? Paprika.
Cubes.
Stock cubes. Garlic.
Yes, and butter.
Butter. All right. Looks very simple enough, you know? Okay, so I'm looking at that frying pan and I feel like there's something that's supposed to be happening in there.
Yes, that's what I'm about to start now.
Okay. The vegetable oil. Right there, okay. That's quite a bit of oil, though. I wasn't expecting that much.
Because you have to put the vegetables. It's all going to go away by the time you start to cook the pepper.
Okay.
You could have used more of this, but I mean, this is a reasonable amount.
So what inspired this particular dish?
Okay, so because I'm a fit fam, I always eat this kind of thing most time, and I make it for my husband as well.
Okay.
And I like to give people who are really interested in losing weight and all that some kind of food that you can eat that is also healthy, but less calories.
All right.
So this morning, I'm not feeling too well. But when I heard the person that was coming on, I was excited. I'm like, I have to make it.
You heard that Kate Henshaw was
remembering
coming
that
to
she's
the
a
show.
gymnast, she loves gym as well. I'm like, this is going to be perfect breakfast for her.
All right.
I hope she likes it.
I hope she does too. She's probably watching right now. Please tell me you're about to put those onions on the fire. Tell me you're about to.
Not really.
Not really? Okay, so what goes first?
I want to do the prawns.
The prawns. You didn't do anything to the prawns.
I already marinated with some garlic and salt. Sorry.
Garlic, salt.
That's all I put.
But I was told that when you're marinating prawns, you should make sure they're very dry, that they're not, you know, soaked in water, but I can still see water there.
Yes, the reason is because after I just actually cleaned it and rinsed it here now.
Oh, just now. Okay, all right. Okay, no problem. I get it. So the reason why you marinated it is for the flavor, I guess?
Yes, for the flavor. Just a bit of salt and garlic. Because when you marinate prawn for a long time, it tends to start falling off. It cooks, basically, quickly.
Okay, all right. Not to worry. Not to worry. Okay, so we're watching the potatoes boil now, and you're about to put the prawns in the pan.
Yes.
So how long are they going to stay in the pan for?
Just 2 minutes on both sides.
2 minutes.
To
That's
get
the
the
sound I was
red
looking
color.
for. 2 minutes in
That
the pan.
beautiful color that comes
And
out.
that's likely the amount of time you'll be away from us right now, but we will be back. Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
I don't know why some people can just study, and if you need help, well, I don't know. Your help should come before the exam, really. Anyway, thank you for staying tuned. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for us to have conversation on nutrition. You know, of course, at some point or the other, most people feel the need to shed some weight, especially women, and they pick up and discard so many dieting options without paying attention to safety, which is key. Tolani Fashion is here to talk about the right way to diet. And it's such a pleasure to have you here today, Tolani.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we've got a blue and a curly hair thing going on today. All right, so Tolani, we've been talking diet, we've been talking about watching weight and all, and everything culminates today. So we are at the final stage now. What do you need to know if you want to embark on dieting?
Yes, after debunking, is it now?
Yes, we've debunked all myths and stuff.
Wrong approaches and all of that. The 3 basic things that we must put to mind when you want to adequately lose weight. First of all, be realistic. You gained this weight maybe over 10 years, 20 years. Don't try to lose that weight, all of it, in 6 months. That is what leads people to keto diet and Atkins. They want something really, really fast. Be gentle. Let your target be between 2 to 4 kg per month. And then you reward yourself with your cheat meal. So there are 3 basic things. Yes, you reward yourself at the end of the month. Not like those people that deceive themselves. Every week they're having their cheat meal, and then it extends from Friday to Sunday.
So cheat meals should be once a month?
Just once. After you have lost that 2 or maybe 3, 4 kg, you reward yourself with that particular unhealthy delicacy.
If I have some kind of pizza or some kind of spaghetti,
after you have
I will gain that 4 kg once.
No. You just take it once or twice. Then you go back again, the whole month again. Then you're done. You clap, you applaud yourself, and then you do that. So 3 basic things. The first one is weight-reducing diet.
Weight-reducing diet,
yes.
Okay.
We have different types of diet. We have the hypertensive, diabetic. We have the keto for people that have special, neurological conditions. So the weight-reducing diet consists of some rules. Number 1, portion control. I know some people would say, the issue of counting calories, how do I begin to say I'm placing myself on 1,800 kilocalories? Because we all have our kilocalories that the body needs to run, the quantity of energy per day, and we can get from our food and all of that. So what do I do? Except you are diabetic or you are really, really obese, or you just want it perfect, then you can go meet a dietitian and she draws out a plan for you. Okay. But then if you are not really that obese, you just want maybe to lose some few calories and just be okay, you can just gauge your meals. Okay. Number 1 rule is never leave the table full.
Never leave the table full.
Never leave the table full. Number 2 is this. Your own plate, don't heap it up. Okay. Rather than, instead of heaping up your plate, fill it with colors. Like here I have carbs here I have protein here I have vegetables. The plate is full, but it's full of varieties, and you're getting maximum benefits from those nutrients. Okay. Portion control is key. The second thing is quality of your diet.
Quality
of your diet.
So don't deceive yourself by having burger on the side and saying you have vegetables to support it. Okay.
Quality. The number 1 quality you should go for. Remember, your carbs should be 50% of your diet. What kind of carb? Of carbohydrate now. We mean the all unrefined carbs are better. Anything from flour, don't forget the whole process about flour. Flour is from wheat that has been processed. The vital aspect of the wheat has been removed. The germ that even has protein and some things has been removed. And then they bleach it again to give you that white color, because wheat is actually brown. Yeah. And we have a lot of foods from wheat. Indomie is from wheat, from flour. Noodles. Anything flour is from wheat. Pasta, bread, semovita, and the likes of them. Yeah. So what you do is this. Go for the complex carbohydrates, the ones that are less refined, like your oats, like your millet, like your wheat, the one that is not yet really, it's still brown wheat and all of that. Like your local rice, I'm happy about the issue of rice and all of that. Yeah. I'm really hoping. I was really excited. Yeah, I'm sorry. So we can have a lot of local rice and brown rice, like our home thing.
There's some because make you pick stores for 3 hours, though. But
no, we have some. I think there's a lady that saying, they package now some number of industrialists are now packaging the local rice for people to get. So do more of that. And then protein. One of the mistakes we make is some people can say, I can finish a whole big loaf of bread and stew, and then they put one small protein there. You need protein. Lean protein now, not beef. No, you can do more of fishes. Enjoy. We have a variety. We have a variety of fishes. We have salmon, we have mackerel, we have herrings, we have Titus of the mackerel family, we have red sniper. These fishes I mentioned have the highest level of omega-3. They have the highest level of the good fats in them. So do more of that. I'm pushing us towards the Mediterranean diet now. The olive oil, extra virgin olive oil to cook. You're using more of your nuts, your cashew nut, your almond nut as snacks. So by the time you feed more on this, your portion now, you have carbohydrates there controlled. You have 2 portions of protein. Now, the protein mustn't be more than your carbohydrate, but it shouldn't be so little. By the time you have enough protein, you won't feel too hungry. Yes, by the time you take a lot of carbs, insulin is increased, more fat is metabolized because the more sugar insulin has to work on, that one just directs it over to fats. So the more you store up fats. But if you eat quantity of carbohydrate, the moderate quantity of protein, and then you have the third one now, fibers. When I talk about fibers, I'm talking about vegetables. Our own green leafy vegetables, the shoko, the ugu, they mention them. And then the English veg, the cucumbers, the cabbage, and co. When you have all of that, fibers, complex carbohydrates, and then lean protein, more of fishes, and then chicken, you remove the outer skin, you'll be fine.
Fantastic. So taking a look at me now, I've been saying I want to lose weight. And everyone goes, what do you want to lose again? You're fine the way you are, but I don't feel fine with the way I am. Not because I have health challenges due to it, but I just feel like I should be a little slimmer, fitter. And I'm not the exercise junkie. So if I was to go the diet route, what would you advise me to do?
Well, like I talked about, portion control, very key. You don't ever leave heavy. You don't leave the table full. Go half full. Do more of your moderate protein, do more of the fishes. I mentioned some fishes that have good fat in them. And then your activity level is another thing. You don't have to exercise. It could just be brisk walk.
So what is on the screen should be what I'll eat, right? Like maximum. That should be my portion bowl.
If I won't act like a quack, I'll do that. But if I want to act as a real professional, then I would do a proper calculation for you.
So it starts from calculation?
Yeah.
So you cannot just look at me and say, Mary, you need to lose, let's see, 10 kilograms?
And I need to know some parameters. I need to know your weight, your present weight. I need to know your height. Then I can do that and tell you, okay, you should be, this is your ideal body weight. Okay, so we are losing this in a month and all of that. But activity level is very important.
I walk a lot, so that helps.
Yes. By the time you do moderate diet and you increase your activity level, you would lose weight.
I can't wait to do that so that I can flaunt it when I come back from my leave, not be a bit fatter when I get back. Thank you so much for being on the show, Tolani. I've learned a whole lot. So for nutrition this month, we've talked a lot about dieting. If you missed anything, just go straight, of course, to our website. Right now, we have to take a break. When we get back, I'm sure we'll be straight to the kitchen. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you plan to propose to that special someone? An engagement ring, right? Well, there are a number of things to consider when trying to get that perfect ring for your spouse to be.
The first thing you need to do is get the size. Now, second thing is, what does she like? Does she like big rocks? Does she like small stones? You know, is she like a very bubbly personality? You also have to consider, is she a traditional girl? She likes the white stones, or does she want something, she wants to be unique, something a little different. When she looks down at her ring, she's happy.
Exchange of wedding rings is a time-honored tradition that dates back centuries. The symbolism and custom of wearing a wedding ring has been engraved in many cultures around the world. Wedding ring history. Ancient Rome. In ancient Rome, the groom would present his bride with an iron ring, which is the origin of today's metal wedding bands. The durable metal symbolized strength and permanence. It's believed that the Romans were also the first to have their rings engraved. During the 16th and 17th centuries, gimel rings were popular. The ring is comprised of two interlocking parts. After their engagement, the future bride and groom each wore one part. During the wedding, the groom would place his ring on the bride's finger, reuniting the matched set. The Renaissance saw the introduction of the highly ornate sterling silver posy ring. Engagement rings and wedding band styles are constantly evolving, and colored gemstones are so in fashion these days. Gone are the days of boring, plain, traditional rings. It's the era of color. While choosing the right ring is important, the choice of wedding bands should essentially boil down to your budget.
You don't necessarily have to, you know, break the bank to get a ring. So for example, this is a sterling silver ring, and this costs about 18,000 naira. It's not very expensive. It's a beautiful ring. It doesn't fade. Sterling silver does oxidize, which means that when it's exposed to air, when you keep wearing it for a while, it tends to get black. However, that is why we have something called a silver polish cloth. A silver polish cloth. With this, you can polish your silver to take away any dark black stains and restore it back to its original silver state.
Today, some brides and grooms-to-be are opting for more affordable colored gemstones such as sapphires, garnets, and tourmalines. So, apart from getting the right ring, it's important to consider your spouse's personality.
Personality matters, you know. Some people are full, bubbly, they are extra. You know, something like this would denote that. This is a sterling silver bridal set, but with real sapphires. So the stones are actual sapphires. This, for example, goes for about 80,000 naira for the bridal set alone. When you're at the Owambe, they must, you know, and everything. Everybody has to see the rings on your finger. Like, they can't miss it. Head turner. This is the set for you.
Brides, it doesn't just end with having a beautiful wedding band on your finger. Maintenance is also key. Wondering how best to maintain that beautiful ring? Here are some tips.
There's this general conception that when your rings are gold or when it's original, you can do anything you want with it. That's not true. If you want your rings to last really long and you want to get good value for your money, do not bathe with your rings, please. Do not swim with your rings. Do not wash with your rings. When you want to go to bed, take them off. Put them in their ring box. You can wipe it down, put it in its ring box, and keep it until the next day. To clean your jewelry, you can use a silver polish cloth for that. It's a dry cloth. You can't use just any cloth because this is a special cloth. It's been infused with special chemicals that help you actually take off the dirt and whatnot on the rings. You can use toothpaste. Any kind of toothpaste works. Rub the toothpaste all around. Don't be afraid to get get it on the stones. It will wash off. It won't affect the stones. Rub it vigorously. Some people actually use a condemned toothbrush. They say it gets into the nooks and the crannies. It helps, trust me. And then it takes off all that oxidization, all the dark dirt, everything is gone, you know, and your rings are silver again. When you finish, pat it dry, and you're good to go.
We're back. Now, that information about wedding bands is so key, especially when it comes to taking care of them. Hopefully, you are watching very closely. We're in the kitchen with Chef Yede of Kuti's Bistro, and she's been putting together something very fit-famish for us. Let's go over the ingredients one more time.
So we have
potatoes in the pot. Let's see. Okay. We also have, okay, so you've drained the water from the potatoes now? Okay.
Because I put butter in it, so I had to wait for it to melt first.
She added water, of course, and salt, and she's put a little bit of butter. But you're draining the...
Yes, I'm going to drain it now.
Okay. We also have some nice chunks of fish here and prawns. So she put the prawns in the pan on set earlier. If you missed it, there'll probably be a clip of it on YouTube later on that you can check out. But these literally cooked in seconds. Like 60 seconds, they were already done. You know, and she just used a little bit of oil. But what else did you add to that?
I added some garlic,
some
onion, and I added some green peppers, which I forgot to bring out.
Spring onion, green pepper, and then there's tomatoes or, what was that? Tomato sauce?
Yeah, tomato sauce with fish and prawn, that's it.
All right. So now this has been on the hob for a bit.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
I'm going to add the vegetables to it now.
One more time, this type of vegetable is called green, or is it...
Efo shoko.
Shoko. Yes.
Green, basically. Because there's the other one that is really dark when you cook it. They call that one tete, whatever reason they call that.
Choco, tete. All right, got it. So now adding this without there being much liquid.
That's the point
sauce.
of it being healthy.
Okay.
So you're eating more veggies and some prawn and some fish. It's not too saucy and it's not.
Okay,
so you have the vegetable is going to cook down.
Okay. So is this the vegetable that shrinks?
Yes, all vegetables shrinks. And then also it depends on how you cook it. Some people like to wash. Some people like to parboil theirs or pour water.
Yeah.
But I don't like it because I always like when it's green. So I like to put it directly and then let it cook and the vegetable water, everything can come inside it.
All right then. So she's added the green now and you're just tossing it little by little. You're not even doing the re-roll.
If I do that, I'm going to break all the fish inside it.
Okay.
So when you're cooking basically and you're making fish, it's either you're doing like that or you're doing like this. You can't do that.
Okay.
If not, all your fish pieces. You can only do that when you're doing chicken, meat, and all that. So I'm just being careful. I want my fish to still be whole.
All right. So by the time this cooks down, it's going to look very, very colorful, I have to say. One more time, there were some spices we listed earlier. This is paprika, right? There's paprika spice here. Salt. Seasoning cubes. Garlic and spring onions. Okay, fantastic. All right. Very simple dish, very easy to do. It literally cooked in seconds as we were watching. But the fish itself, let's talk about the fish one more time. What type of fish was it?
Croaker fish.
And what did we do to it?
I marinated with some garlic, paprikas always, some salt, and then some cubes. And then I shallow fried it. Tossed through the pan.
Okay. So I tasted that fish, and I couldn't speak for about 30 seconds. I was speechless. That's how that fish made me feel. Yes, for all of you who are jealous of me in the kitchen right now, yeah, that's for you. Okay, so as you can see, everything is looking very colorful, but the vegetables did shrink. You're not adding any more vegetables to that?
Do you think I should add more vegetables?
I don't know. I just feel like there's so much veggie left that could still go in there. I don't know. You're the chef.
I think it's enough.
Okay.
I don't want to put a lot.
All right, then. No problem. No problem
Or
at
maybe
all.
I can.
But I eat veggies raw, I guess. I eat them raw.
I do too.
So overcooking is not an option for me. All right. And it looks like we already have a dish. So the potatoes, you said you were going to do something else to the potatoes, right?
I did already. I added some butter and some garlic into the water.
I'm loving the color there. And I love what you've done with it. You left it in the pot and you covered it up. Why did you do that?
Because I put a chunk of butter in it and I wanted it to melt completely. The heat was going to melt it for me, so I just put the butter and then cover it so that it melts.
So you don't always have to put things on the fire directly?
No, you don't always have to put things on it. Sometimes when you use butter for something, it's better if you just let it melt inside the heat. Because if you overcook it, it becomes like oil. So it loses what you want to do. It's like making something creamy, and then you fry your butter instead of making it.
Chef Yede, I'm always learning new things whenever you're around.
Thank you.
I'm going to come and raid Kuti's Bistro one of these days. But we have to wrap it up on this second hour of the show. One more hour to go before it really is over on the show today. Stay with us. Wake Up Nigeria continues after this. Once again, everybody, and we're sure your morning is in full swing by now. 2 hours have gone by, people. 2 whole hours on the show, and about 45 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's been a wet morning already. Rains, different,
And we're not talking about drizzle. It's rain.
Heavy rains.
Yeah.
In fact, thunderstorms in some areas, like we heard. The roads are flooded.
Take
Keep a
it
low
easy.
profile. Take it easy. Don't drive too fast. Just relax. And you'll get to where you're going today. Don't worry about it. Now, Wake Up Nigeria started at 6 a.m. like any other day. And there's been quite a lot that we've done and still more to come. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titi Layo Oyinso. Please watch us live on tvcentertainment.tv and Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
Send in your comments across our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, the TVC app is available for you to download. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. No, don't look away. Yeah, you. Download it right now. Android, iOS stores have the app just because you need to watch us from anywhere you're going to.
Are you like a TV troll?
Wow. What? I'm
So
trying.
don't look away, you.
You right there, watching us right now. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go over what we've got left on the show today. 45 minutes left. And joining us is marriage counselor Oyindamola Shoderu. And
she'll be helping us understand traffic colors and how to improve your relationship. Now, we're gonna have to break that one down.
Traffic colors.
Traffic colors. I can't wait to talk to her about that one.
And then we're going to be bringing you another musical performance, second for the day. And this one is from Afro-pop, hip-hop, and reggae field artist DT.
Then finally, we have Nollywood superstar, actor, fitness buff, reality show star, everything. She's a bundle of fun, energy, and she's someone who started off in Nollywood as early as 1993. She's had over 45 Nollywood movies to her name. It's probably even more than that.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. Her name is Kate Henshaw.
Define better life for myself. Now I do that kind of work again. They hear me so. Oh no.
Those are some back Wednesday.
The only thing I can remember is enjoymentation. Like, where did that come from?
Ramsey, no idea with enjoymentation.
Okay, no, is that Ramsey?
That was him.
No.
That's the old Ramsey.
That's the old Ramsey, no, but it is him. That is him.
Okay, okay, guys.
So what's happening today?
Because Halloween is coming, there's a lot focused on Halloween.
Yeah, of course.
Create a great funeral day. Haunted refrigerator night.
Haunted refrigerator.
Yeah, candy corn day and checklist day as well.
Checklist day, okay.
And yeah, for the benefit of those who don't know, however, Halloween is more like a celebration of the dead. That's what it is. So that's why you see people, I'm surprised lately many people replicate a living person, but it was basically to replicate someone who was gone or just look ghostly somehow. Yeah. And then that's on October 31st, and it's called Hallows Eve.
Yeah, Hallows Eve.
Because of All Saints and All Souls, which come up on November 1 and November 2. Where you're supposed to celebrate your lost loved ones, and of course the All Saints Day as well.
Now it's just become like a costume party.
Yes.
So you can see bunny rabbits, you see clowns.
It's just a costume party.
You see, it's a costume party now.
Yeah. But I like the All Saints Day, October 1st, which is November 1st.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good.
And so, for instance, if you have like a patron saint that you admire because of something they did or some history around them, dressing up like that saint, could be cool. But then there are some that just look for their woman crush and dress up like them. Like you could dress up like Hillary Clinton or like Michelle Obama or someone like that.
That's on the 31st.
Yeah, of course, on the 31st. On Halloween. But it can get extreme, and even the fire services, all over the world are always on standby. Like they just emergency services are always expecting something to go wrong somewhere.
And there are celebrities who they take it really seriously. Like every year, people look forward to a Heidi Klum's outfit, for example. She's always got something up her sleeve. Like she works with professionals to achieve something really.
But is this something popular in Nigeria?
It is actually. You'll be surprised.
Okay. Welcome back. Now, Wednesdays are usually for relationships and marriage counseling on the show. Oyindamola Shoderu is a marriage counselor and a graduate of communication from the University of Lagos. Today, we're looking at, she's going to be helping us understand what traffic colors mean and how to improve your relationship with these. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Good morning.
I mean, it's been a great month with you as you've taken us through various aspects of managing relationships and handling them. But traffic colors, what we know of traffic colors are green, amber, and red.
Yes.
And so you're bringing that into a relationship and how that works. So talk to us about traffic colors.
Good morning again, Yemi. What we find really is that people learn visually, you know, with visual aids. So I just wanted to bring in something that every time you see a traffic light, or signal, you would remember. Like you said, red stands for stop, you know, and green, amber says pause, and green says it's okay to go ahead. And we find out that a lot of people suffer rejection. That's the core thing we're looking at today in relationships. You hear people say things like, nobody says yes to me, or, you know, every time I ask a lady out, she says no, or, you know, other ways. So what happens is people mistake the cues. For example, if somebody is sending you red signals, everything, maybe she's been abrupt, always been sarcastic, hardly picking up your calls, she's not telling you to try harder. She's saying stop.
Right.
I don't appreciate these advances, because sometimes when people see the stop sign, they think it means try harder. And you know, sometimes a lot of people send conflicting signals. You know, we call it stop it, I like it. They're showing you the amber light. You don't know if they're saying go on or stop, you know? So it's like, we need to understand these things. And so when somebody is like putting you in the friend zone with the amber light, pause. Don't start buying them gifts. Don't buy properties together or in there. You know, pause and find out, is this person saying let's go ahead, or is this person saying move back? Because you find out that a lot of times ladies start taking lunch to the man in the office. They keep texting him. And then one day he brings his wedding invitation card. And she's like, but I thought we were dating. Yeah.
So, but it seems like these issues are on both sides. Yeah. So on the side of the person giving signals, so whether it's stop, or whether it's amber, or whether it's green, there needs to be, it feels like there needs to be clear communication. And then on the side of the person who is receiving, that I think that it's also fair to the person to communicate very clearly what it is. Because sometimes, especially in the amber light zone,
friend zone.
Usually what happens is the person giving that signal also is not clear about what their own intentions are.
Well, like you said, it's a lot of communication. You have to ask at every stage, what are we doing exactly? You know, because people assume a lot. And some people have said that that's the lowest form of intelligence. Don't assume this person is as into you as you are into them. I've handled 3, 4, 5 counseling cases where at the end of the day, by the time we interview the person, you find out the person is in a relationship on his own. Just because someone picked your calls or smiled at you, you just suddenly feel like, oh, I'm engaged. And you're like, what's going on? So a lot of times you need to ask people bold-facedly, what are we doing here? Why are you always calling me? Why are you always picking me up from work? Because what happens is if you even encourage these things, the person is preventing the real people who are interested in you from possibly approaching you. So, you know, sometimes you need to ask boldly, what exactly are we doing
So
here?
in a situation where, you know, sometimes I've heard situations where a lady likes the attention she's getting, even though she doesn't intend to take this further. So she's giving a green signal, or she's giving some kind of signals which is encouraging the guy because maybe she's getting gifts from him, or he's picking out from work, like you said, so it's a long distance, and this is a free ride, air-conditioned car. I might as well enjoy it while it lasts, and a few other things like that. Even though it's a selfish intention, and she knows that she doesn't intend to take it any further, go into a relationship or into marriage or anything like that, but the guy doesn't know. So if you're a guy in that kind of situation, how do you approach it? Do you ask very clearly where we're going with this?
You see, you need to, that's what we just said, you need to ask clearly. Don't be afraid of being rejected at the end of the day, because that would help you know on time where to go. Because, you know, it's not just the red, green, and amber. On the other side of the traffic light, you see the walk signal. So, you know, if somebody just jumps, say, the red light, you're going to hit a pedestrian who has been given the go-ahead to walk. And that's like preventing other people from approaching this person and everything, you know. So like you're causing a lot of confusion, and you need to clarify this thing. I pick you every day. I like you. Feelings are beginning to grow here. Are you reciprocating these feelings? Is there any possibility? You know, once you ask these questions, you save yourself a lot of heartache, because emotions don't take permissions to grow.
Exactly.
They just begin to grow on their own. Sometimes, even when you think you have it all together in your head, you find out that you're beginning to like the person a lot more than you bargained for as you spend time together.
Yeah, what advice would you give to people who, again, are on the receiving end of attention? So if the signal I'm giving should be read, should I also be clear in my communication to the other party? Because sometimes, you know, especially in, you know, our environment where we are, people don't express themselves very clearly. So they don't want something, but they're not saying it. And then also, they want something, you know, they want to give a green light, but they're a little bit afraid to, maybe trust issues and all of that. So if I'm on that end of the spectrum, how do I communicate?
Well, I think you just have to open your mouth and say what your intentions are, because, I mean, I thank God for programs like this. The more people begin to get an awareness of the fact that it's okay to speak up, you know, the more they begin to do things differently. We'll begin to see different relationship results than we're currently getting. Open your mouth and say, look, I like this attention, or I don't want this attention. Don't confuse anybody, and don't leave them in the amber friendship zone for too long. You must remember that, one, it's a honor that anybody's even showing interest in you. Two, they deserve the dignity of knowing whether you're interested in or not on time, so that they can, you know, take care of their own emotions too and their mental health.
That's really, really important.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Orinda, for joining us this morning and talking about these issues. Somebody's giving you a red light. It means stop. Essentially, that's what it means. It doesn't mean
you don't get a sexual harassment suit. Stop.
Exactly. So just put a stop to it. And green light is also a good thing if you're interested in that as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're heading to the kitchen now, where Chef Yede and Titi are on standby for us.
Yes, we are. And it's about time for us to show you the special, unique Chef Yede plating style for this particular dish. She's been hard at work here. She put in some potatoes with butter. She has some nice seafood with vegetables. And now it's time to plate. I was a little concerned that I would have finished all the food before, you know, it was time to plate. But it's okay. I held myself back.
You tried.
Huh?
You tried.
Oh. Okay, let's move it a little. Okay. All right, fantastic. Yeah. Okay, looking good, looking good. So you could have, you know, maybe pan-seared the potatoes too, right?
Yes.
After boiling, yeah?
But yeah, you could have if you wanted to make it with oil, but I didn't want to add any oil at all.
Yeah, because of our guest. I know. Go ahead. So, one thing about prawns and seafood is that, you know, it cooks really fast. So you always run the risk of overcooking it.
Yes, if you're not careful.
So what is the maximum time you believe prawns and fish should be in the pan?
For depending on how big it is, some prawn will cook like 3 minutes, some will cook 2 minutes, some might even cook 4 minutes, depending on how you're cooking, depending on how you're cooking it.
Okay. So if, for instance, I'm frying or pan-searing, I heard that when the shrimp curls up too much, it means it's overcooked. That it's still supposed to be a little bit relaxed when it's in the pan. Is that true?
No, I don't think so. I've never heard that before.
Oh, really?
The only thing I've heard is that they say that if you marinate your prawn for too long, it starts to fall off.
Oh, okay. Okay. So everybody knows that prawns fold, but when it's too tight, I heard it's overcooked, you know? Like when it's too tight, like really, really hard. Okay, so we're wrapping this plating up now. Let me hand this second plate to you. And before long, we'll be hearing, we'll be hearing from our guest. Thank you so much, Chef Yede, for making this tasty dish for us. I'll be handing it over to Yomi and, of course, Mary. They're standing by.
Welcome back. Now, we told you she was coming, and she's here right now. Actor Kate Henshaw started her first major Nollywood appearance back in 1993, 26 years ago, and she's been a force to be reckoned with, and she's absolutely amazing.
Indeed. In 2008, she won the Africa Movie Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role for the film Stronger Than Pain, and has over 45 movie appearances under her belt.
Yeah, you're seeing her on your screen right now. She's, this is a throwback movie. Anyway, she's also been a judge on Nigeria's Got Talent and several other international shows as well. And she's joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for waking up early.
You know, waking up early is easy for me. I wake up early. Even the days I want to rest, my eyes will just pop open before my alarm goes. So it was easy.
It's good to have you join us.
Thank you, Yemi.
You've come a long way from your first movie.
I mean, I was back, you know, in the makeup room. I'm like, where did they get these movies? These people went and dug me out, you know.
26 years in the industry.
26 years, man. That's somebody's lifetime already.
Indeed,
yes, it's been amazing. God has been amazing as well.
When was the first time that your name was called as an actress that you knew that, wow, this is really happening? Like, I know you started out, roles here and there, you know, your name wasn't well known, but when was the first time that they said Kate Henshaw and you know that?
It was actually in 1996 at the Glover Memorial Hall where I received the award for the Best Upcoming Actress. And that was for the movie When the Sun Sets, which was in 93. So that was the first time. And you know, being at that award, I wasn't invited. It was a friend who gave me his invite and said, oh, these are your people, go to the award ceremony. And that was on Lagos Island. And I was just sitting there chatting with Ramsey and a few other people. And someone just said, Kate, I'm Shum. Like, you know, so I'm like, it's you. Oh. You know, I went on stage and it didn't really dawn on me until you go out on the streets and people are like looking at you like they know you, like, hey, you're that, you are, oh no, I'm like, okay. I wasn't in that space yet, but after a while, I just got used to that. People always call you by the name of the character that you played, and then they'll call your name like they've known you because you are in their homes.
Now, you know how it is when you have a job or you're in any kind of industry. You do get to that point where you're like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Did you ever reach that point yourself?
Am I doing what I'm supposed to? Now I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Yes, there was a time. It was for me just the experience. Being inquisitive, what's going on about movies, you know, honing my craft, learning, working with different directors, producers, and colleagues, you know, and then for the past maybe 10 years or 15 years, it's like, this is where I'm meant to be. Because, I mean, I never studied theater arts. I'm a medical microbiologist. But I believe this is a talent, a gift from God, and I've had time, you know, to improve. And I'm still learning, because I believe you never really know everything. And I try my hands at other things. Talent judge, hosting events, MC, charity, using my platform for different stuff which is basically what I want, help people, connect with people.
I was actually going to talk about that.
Oh.
Because you're known particularly for three things: acting, fitness, and politics. So
people's terms.
You have your hands in so many parts.
Yes, I try to, because even right from secondary school, I got the prize for the most versatile student. So I was in the debating society. I was a social prefect. I was in drama, dancing, singing. I played hockey, badminton, volleyball, basketball. Yeah.
You want to do everything.
Figures now.
Yeah, you know, just try everything. You never know if you don't try.
I think one of the things that, I mean, over the past maybe 10 years especially, since you won the award in 2008, it looks like the industry just changed. You know, suddenly, 2009, things just started moving pretty fast. All the equipment began to reduce in size. Now you just come with a small camera on set. have things become easier for you as an actor, focusing more on your craft than on the surrounding things? Because back in the days, everything was really heavy. The lights were hot. Now you focus on your talent and your craft.
It's easier. Now you have conversations with the director who actually asks your opinion, like, what do you think about your character? They tell you, you know, think about your character, give me your thoughts, I'll give you what I expect, and then we'll meet somewhere at the beginning.
Which never used to be the case.
You know, you just get the script and you go on set, you know. Then the stories I felt were more rich. This is me, we're more rich. But now with technology and seeing what's happening around the world, there's no way you can continue to remain the same.
Yeah.
You'll have to change or you'll be left behind. And I'm very proud for my industry in Hollywood where we're competing, we're out there, other people are taking notice, we're in the cinemas, which wasn't happening so many years ago. We're on Netflix, we're on platforms across the world. Hey. It can only get better.
So when people talk of Kate Henshaw, they talk about sexy, hot, hard to believe her age, which I'm going to talk about soon. But first, we need to take a look at one of our fitness videos for you to understand what Yomi was talking about earlier. Now, you see that video 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years ago, she was 45, 46.
Yeah.
Now, she is 48 now, and she
number,
doesn't
baby.
look it. She's 2 years away from 50. But see how she looks like she could pass for a 30-something-year-old.
She's absolutely amazing. I mean, I remember when you had your birthday this year, and they brought you to tears, and you were very thankful, kneeling down and crying and all of that. I thought, you know, when I saw the videos online, I really felt like you were a really thankful person, like someone who thought about everything she's been through.
Absolutely.
Where she's now at and all of that. So talk to us about how thankful your life has been to this point where you are now.
Yeah.
I would say that most of the people that I started out my career with, they've moved on to other things, you know. Some have gotten married, some have relocated, gone to do other stuff, but I'm still here, still relevant, gone through divorce and all sorts of stuff. And I'm still having this, should I say, accolade is like, I'm making it cheap.
Yeah.
This kind of acceptance, recognition, and support. Because you can be there, you can be doing good work, and then people don't recognize it. It's not that you're not good, but they're not just focusing on you. But I've had it good. People are mostly kind to me. Outside, I don't know about social media.
Social media.
But outside there, they go out of there. We are Kate. Oh no, this. A lot of goodwill. I'm not going to knock it at all, and it's God's grace. I do my bit, of course. I don't just sit down, cross my leg, and wait for God. I go out there. I wake up and I come here. You know, I'm going to go. I do screen tests for different stuff. A reputable organization, production company will call me and say, oh, we're considering you for this role. We need you to do a screen test. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm Kate Henshaw, don't you know who I am? I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Because maybe they've not seen me, they are trying to imagine me. I'll do it.
Yeah. Interesting that you'd mentioned social media, but we won't delve into that today.
can't.
And all the drama there.
You can't, no.
Because...
No, I'm going to go ahead.
Because I want to ask you why you answer people.
As of, you know, which answer, positive or negative?
Negative. No, you answer positive.
Yes.
When people,
get some kind answers.
Yes, because blood runneth through these veins. And I'm human. And I remember a few years ago, it was a no-no for celebrities to reply to their fans because you feel, they will stop following me. No. Yeah. Well, I found out from people like Whiskey, Davido, DJ Copy, Simi, Jazzy, everybody have mouth.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, people need to understand that we're human too. And that you cannot just, because you feel I am this person, you want to say something that will hurt me. How would it feel if the table was turned?
Right.
We need to be kind to each other. And it doesn't mean because I'm a celebrity, I have iron body, you know, that I'm bulletproof. Some things really hurt. And you just have to put on a brave face so that it doesn't show. But hey, I will give her. So don't bring it.
You know what?
I'm
We'll
a
take
fighter.
that pain and the fighting spirit away because we have to have breakfast. And incidentally,
and I never chop.
you know your birthday this year. It was Funke Kuti that brought the band to come play for you.
Yes.
Guess what? Somebody in the Kuti family is the one preparing breakfast for you as well. So let's go straight to the kitchen.
I like TVC. Breakfast.
So
I can imagine.
Tomorrow we're going to be here
come
as well.
tomorrow?
Oh, yes, exactly.
This is me.
Yes, it is. Welcome,
TVC. People do well.
I'm too excited.
All right.
Chef, yeah, you did.
You see the love?
I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, yeah, come and tell us what you cook.
What have you cooked?
All right, so what?
Okay, so I made you this boiled potatoes and some veggies. So, you know, like when they make a efo, but I kind of infused it. So I did oily, a little bit of oily vegetables with prawn and veggies.
All right. Wow.
Proms. I like proms.
Yes.
And some fish.
So this is a healthy meal.
Is that what's inside there? Fish.
Yes. Fish. So have a taste.
But if for plenty past this, so me I eat. Oh.
It is a bistro 7.
Bistro is what they count the potato.
Oh, dear me. All right. So what do you think?
I love potatoes.
I don't know.
Well, I love potato. When you're doing my own, I can put butter inside.
I did. I put butter inside.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So that is the
I'm
response.
not sharing, Abby.
No, it's all right.
I love TVC.
Oh, we love you too. We love
Don't
you
share
too.
here. Nice.
All right, and with that tasty note,
Yeah.
we have to say thank you to everyone.
A big thank you to Only NG for the kitchen accessories.
I'll eat.
Yes, indeed. And of course, a big thank you to all the guests that were on the show today, everyone
Thank
who
you so
contributed
much.
to the
Thank
show.
you.
All of you at
That's
home right now
Yeah,
watching,
yeah.
we appreciate you
Yes,
too.
indeed. And of course,
Come on,
Henshaw.
TVC.
Thank you so much for
In the
joining us.
morning, no. I don't know what they give in the
Have a
afternoon.
great day, y'all. Bye.